Okay, hi everyone. Welcome to SBR Sports Picks. I'm Peter Loshak. Today is Monday, July 17th, and today is Monday, July 17th. This is a live show we do every weekday morning at 10:30 Eastern time. Of course, I made a little game where I'm wearing this Baseball Furies outfit from the Warriors every day until I have a losing day, and on Friday, I played it the right way. I gave just one pick on Friday, Milwaukee -1. That one cashed. That's a fourth consecutive winning day for me. And yeah, Friday was, the weekend was a little bit unpredictable as expected, right? Yeah. The Cubs suddenly are starting to hit the cover off the ball. 3 straight big wins for the Cubs, right? So that some people didn't see that quite coming. And so some unexpected twists and turns in the first weekend of baseball back in the second half. But so I'm taking it slow and I think making the right choice by doing that. Free Range Vid says, looking sharp, Pete. Yes, listen, I feel like I'm on top of things. Montreal also won in CFL. That was my big CFL play. I haven't looked at this week's CFL picks, but I'm going to give a CFL pick again this week. That's 2 big plays in a row. Toronto 2 weeks ago and CFL last week, and WNBA chugging along as always. All right, so let's get to it. Yes, Hako Schofield says less is more. Sometimes less is more. Sometimes more is more. It really just depends on look, if you have a lot of plays that you're really liking, there's no reason to go more. But if there's no reason to force it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got to say, with my mental tracking of your plays, I'm more confident on days when you only have 1 or 2. Perhaps.
Right. And then you could also extend that out to us being like, if you just only count my low-hanging fruit as the plays and then disregard everything else that I said, you also would probably be doing pretty well. So yeah. All right. So let's look at the games today. There's a few bets that I made on the overnight lines. And those were totals. First of all, I did bet the under in the San Diego Colorado game. It's Perdomo against Marquez. Perdomo, of course, very up and down, but he does get a lot of ground balls, which is great for games in Colorado. And Marquez, also kind of up and down, but capable of having a good game. Colorado travels all the way back from the Mets. And so I took a shot with the under on that one. And I also bet on San Diego as a huge underdog with Perdomo going. Of course, Colorado lost 2 out of 3 to the Mets. And the one game where they hit him was against Steven Matz, which anyone who follows my show knows that I'm vaguely looking to fade Steven Matz in general, looking for him to be overvalued. Hopefully his shelling against Colorado won't lead him to lose some of that value betting against him in the future. But I did take a shot with San Diego, hoping that Perdomo can be decent at plus 155 or whatever it is I got it at. I liked it. And then I also took a shot with the under in KC Detroit. It's a high total 10. Now, Vargas, of course, is a guy who we've all sort of circled as someone we're expecting regression from in the second half. And his first start before the All-Star break was one where he got hit. So he could get hit here, and then it could all fall apart. And Zimmerman, very shaky, although, Zimmerman did have a few runs in the first half where he looked like he was climbing back to respectability, and then he would start getting shellacked again. But here in the first start the first start back from the break, I'm thinking that he might be good for a decent start. So that was a bet that I made. The total is high, and again, both Vargas and Zimmerman could get hit, but it is a high total considering the circumstances of the game. So those were the 2 main totals plays that I bet. I also did take a shot with the under in Milwaukee-Pittsburgh, Suter against Cool. Suter has had 2 nice 6-inning starts. Since he joined the rotation, and Cool is a guy who's starting to give some positive signs. His velocity is increasing. He's getting some strikeouts, and so Cool's a guy who I'm vaguely thinking about playing on in the future. Now, of course, Milwaukee has a big lineup, of course, but their home park is very hitter-friendly. Now going on the road to Pittsburgh, they might take a bit of a step back. So I took a shot with the under 9 on that one. And so those are my 3 big totals plays. And I also did hit the over in the Cubs-Atlanta game, Lester against Tehran. Now, Lester, of course, is still a great arm, but definitely not immune to implosions. And Atlanta hits lefties particularly well. They hit lefties better than righties. So Lester I'm guessing we'll give up a few in this one. And then on the other side, Tehran, also a wild card. Tehran also can be excellent, but also can get hit. And we saw what the Cubs started to do in their last series offensively. So I took a shot with the over at 9 in Cubs Atlanta. So those are 4 totals plays that I made. I forgot about that. And then I also took a small shot with the over in Philly and Miami. And I like the first half over quite a bit more. And it's actually surprisingly low. The total of the full game is 9. Now, I know Philly doesn't have great bats. Both these starting pitchers are vulnerable. So this one is definitely borderline, but since I definitely bet it, I will start off the day with that. It's not, I don't think it counts as low-hanging fruit, but I will take the first 5 innings over with Eichhoff and Kohler. A bunch of places had 5 at like plus 110, but I'm going to give 4.5 minus 120, which is a line at Pinnacle. What should I do? Should I take 5 plus 110 or 4.5 minus 120? Those are 30 cents. A half run is not worth 30 cents, but still.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
I think I'm going to take over 4.5.
Can you really put a price on peace of mind, Peter?
Yeah, that's right. Well, actually, on the other hand, God, I could take plus 112 at Pinnacle. You know what? I will do that one. I will do that one. I'm not going to take 4.5 minus 120. I'm going to take the Pinnacle line over 5 plus 112. Okay, so that means
over 5.
Yeah, so that means if it loses, I only lose 1 unit instead of 1.2 units. This is, I'm trying to maintain my positivity every day. That could make a difference. I don't want to have a day where I'm down 0.2 of a unit and have to stop wearing my. The hell is this? Having a meeting in there?
Yeah, just the owners, and the bosses, so they get a pass.
All right. Okay. So first pick is going to be Philly and Miami. I don't want to get thrown off my game. Philly and Miami, first 5 innings, over 5 plus 112. Eichhoff and Kohler. Let's see. What else did I bet on the overnight? I did take a shot with Cleveland -1. Now, Cleveland, I don't know what the hell is up with that team. Suddenly their psychological issues have now maybe crossed over to their road performance. They just lost a road series. Who was it? It was against San Diego, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, it was against San Diego. And so now they go into San Francisco. Can San Francisco can they figure out a way to be a reliable bet against San Francisco? Probably.
Can they figure out a way to be a bet against team? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, bet on. And then Moore is starting for San Francisco, and he obviously is very, very vulnerable, although he has been a lot better at home than he was on the road. Tomlin is Tomlin. His big thing is home runs, and hopefully here in San Francisco he should be at least get a little bit of a break on that front as well. So I will take a shot with Cleveland -1. I did bet it. Cleveland is obviously a team that is burning people this year, but I will take it. It's at small plus money. The money line part on this one will be -122 at BetOnline, sportsbetting.ag, and the run line part will be plus 135 at Intertops and a few other places. Plus 135 on the -1.5 line. So that's small plus money there with Cleveland. Now I have to decide what I want to do about the Colorado game and the KC game. If I want to give them as official picks, and then the Cubs Atlanta game, should that be an official pick? It feels, yeah. I mean, Lester can be great, and so can Tehran, but both of them can be vulnerable. It's a relatively low total. All right, so what have I given? 2 picks so far, and then also the Tampa Bay Oakland game I looked at, and I did bet the over on that one. Both Odorizzi and Gossett are a little bit vulnerable right now, and I also took a shot with Tampa Bay -1. Oakland, of course, is coming off of a sweep. They did trade two of their relievers, Doolittle and the other guy. I can't remember which one, but they traded 2 of their relief pitchers. And Tampa Bay is a team that, in general, I'm high on for now going forward. So that's another one. All right, let's see. We got comments on a lot of my.
Before we get into all that, I just want to let everybody know real quick.
Yeah.
Starting today on SPRpicks.com, Mr. Dave Malinsky,
Mm-hmm.
who I'm sure many of you know in the industry. He's starting a daily column for us called Point Blank.
Nice.
We had the first one come out on Friday. It was amazing. It's a really fantastic article. It's a different look on things. It's more of a long form article, a lot of good information in there. I highly recommend you guys check it out every day.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Joey Martino is asking, why does this guy wear the same shirt every day? Joey Martino, listen.
He's got 5 of them. It's not the same shirt.
No, this is the only, Joey Martino, it's no secret that I am not a rich man. And, I can't afford the kind of expansive wardrobe that maybe some of our viewers, including yourself, can afford. And I think it's important to live within your means, considering how much money I lose from betting every day and every year. I have to make cutbacks in my life. And, clothing is one of the areas I have to make cutbacks on. No, I'm just kidding. Joey Martino, the reason I'm wearing the same shirt every day is because I made a little game where I decided that, this outfit that I've got here, I look like the Furies gang from the Warriors, and I decided to wear it one day, and I made a pledge that I was going to wear it every single day in the shows until I had a losing day with my baseball picks. And since that day, I have not had a losing day, Joey Martino. 4 winning days in a row. So there you go. Joey Martino thought he was about to get me and insult me.
It's not like you wear it all day long either. You take it off after the show.
What Joey Martino didn't realize is that he set me up to knock it out of the park and to say, well, Joey Martino, when I make a pledge that I'm going to wear the same outfit every day until I have a losing day, and then I go many days without having a losing day, I'm going to wind up wearing that outfit many days in a row. All right, no, just 4 days, nothing, no big deal. And the last 2 days were just 1 unit each. So I did cut it close the last 2 days, but that's your answer, Joey Martino. Nice try, but please come back and try to nail me again at some other point in some other way. Definitely appreciate it. All right, so let's see. A lot of questions.
No,
here.
Unfortunately.
Well, okay. Let me probably some comments. Let's go back to all right. So as of right now, I've only given 2 picks. The first 5 innings over at Philly, Miami, and also Cleveland -1. And I will come back to some of my other official picks after we get to some comments. Again, bets that I made on the overnight. The biggest ones were KC, Detroit under, San Diego, Colorado under, and San Diego as a big road underdog. And I also hit Milwaukee, Pittsburgh under, and I also hit the Cubs, Atlanta over. Those were the main ones that I hit, aside from the picks that I just gave. Yes, that's right. And let me see. Yeah, and then I also hit the Tampa Bay -1 and Tampa Bay Oakland over 9 small as well. Those were 2 other plays that I made. All right, so let's get to some of the comments here. Low-hanging fruit. Is there any low-hanging fruit? I guess you could consider the first 5 innings, Philly and Miami over, kind of low-hanging fruit, except Philly started hitting in their last series. They've actually been hitting a little bit better recently, but they have a weak lineup. No question about it.
No question.
And Miami has 2/3 of a strong lineup, but 1/3 of a crappy lineup.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I would consider that to be a low-hanging fruit play. It's definitely a pretty solid play. Maybe you consider Cleveland to be a low-hanging fruit play just because, Tomlin probably gets a break on home runs at San Francisco. Moore has been better at home, but in general, terrible. And Cleveland, with their bullpen and with their lineup, should be better than they have been. Maybe even Cleveland on the second half. I'm not sure if there is any low-hanging fruit today that I'm quite seeing. And of course, as the dregs of the major leagues get weeded out, low-hanging fruit goes lower and lower. So I'm not sure if anything counts as low-hanging fruit. A bunch of plays that I'm liking decently, but nothing quite that counts as low-hanging fruit. Let's see. Mike Heap says Bucks under 9 lock sauce. Yes, I bet that one. Would I quite count it as lock sauce? I'm not sure. I mean, Milwaukee does have a big lineup, and Suter and Kuhl, have been excellent, but not necessarily for a long period of time. But yeah, definitely on that one for sure. And Funny Bones 00 says Cleveland is low-hanging fruit. Yes. Let's see. Harper's Island says Tomlin probably cuts on home runs. No, listen. I mean, the wind is blowing out, but San Francisco is a very homer-unfriendly place, and he is going up against a National League lineup here. So, we shall see. Let's see. It is Andrew Kasher Day, but it's also Kasher. It's both Kasher and Tillman Day.
Referring to the show, Juan.
When they are going up against each other. Some people have suggested that the over at 11 might be a good play, and I can certainly see that. But I'm going to stay off of that for now. I'm going to have to look into it a little bit closer. Kasher, again, has been getting some decent results despite his diminished stuff and his questionable peripherals. Tillman's a guy who I do like to get hit, but again, he might give you 5 innings and 3 runs, and Kasher might give you 5 innings and 2 runs, and then the first 5 innings over loses, and then the full game over 11 definitely looking like it doesn't win. So Lou Skunt says, I'm back in Kasher. Yeah, I mean, between Cashner and Tillman, I'd rather be fading Tillman than be fading Cashner, but I think I'm going to be staying off of that game. All right, let's see. Let's see.
That's a good question.
Right,
Any good sports bars down here?
Yeah, sure, there are sports bars, but we got to get tons of them. You can. They're all pretty. You know, I'm not a sports bar kind of guy, so but yeah, let's see. Harper's Island says, how can you use word probably on low-hanging fruit pick? Yes, I don't think you can, and that's what I'm saying, Harper's Island. I don't think anything really counts as low-hanging fruit today. The closest might be Philly, Miami, first 5 innings over, but I still wouldn't count that quite as low-hanging fruit. Anytime you got a 5-inning total of 5 with those lineups, it can't be low-hanging fruit. I think it's probably a decent play, a decent shot, but I don't see how that can really be low-hanging fruit. All right, let's see. Other comments. Let's see. How about Astros, Pete? They're my low-hanging fruit. Well, not at that line. As we know, Houston great on the road in terms of ROI, and at home an excellent team, but their ROI at home is dead even. They've been absolutely appropriately priced at home. And in this series against Seattle, I made a note to myself when I looked at it. I was like, Houston probably wins 2 out of the 3 games and probably is minus 200 every game. Is Houston low-hanging fruit at minus 230? No, I don't think so. They're minus 230 at home.
No.
If you wanted to take Houston, it was when it opened at minus 190. Now it's gone all the way up to minus 230. No way I could take Houston there. McCullers is good, great. As my regular viewers know, I'm vaguely I'm high on him going forward. I think he has great numbers against righties and lefties. He has peripherals that are looking excellent. But Seattle has some hitters in their lineup. Miranda, when he's on, I mean, if Miranda's off, he'll get hit. But when Miranda's on, he's every bit as good as McCullers. And I would still give Houston a big edge in this game, but there's no way in hell I would take them in the minus 220s. No way at all. So if you want to bet it, be my guest. I hope you cash. I'm not going to bet that one. I did take a small shot with the under on that one. I will admit that one. I took a small shot with the under 9, and I could maybe even give that one as a pick. Although interestingly, it's gone. It's now juiced to the over. I got it at 9 minus 118 or something like that. Now it's the 9. The over is minus 120. So you could even make a case for the first 5 innings under 5 on that one. But definitely, I'm not going to be taking Houston. I could be wrong on that one, but it's just at the line. It just seems way too high for me right there. All right, let's see. From other questions, you dumb porn retina facti says, "What's your dog pick of the day, Pete?" Well, let's see. If I had to pick clearly, yes. If I had to pick an underdog of the day, it would definitely be San Diego in the plus 120s. Not that it's a lock, but you're getting Colorado, which is a very iffy team right now, traveling back from New York. You got Perdomo, who, of course, could get shelled, but a guy who throws hard, gets a lot of grounders, which is nice for Coors. And I would take San Diego at even all the way up to plus 154. Ooh. Is what you can get. I would take San Diego would be an underdog of the day, and then the other one would definitely be, I would say probably roughly similar value, would be Atlanta at home against Leicester and the Cubs. Atlanta is in the plus 140s, and the Cubs are picking it up, right? The Cubs are looking really good in their first 3 games back, but Atlanta also is coming off a sweep. In general, Atlanta has been undervalued on the year, and they've been doing well at home. And at that line, as a home underdog in the plus 140s, I would also say that they are an underdog with some value, in my humble opinion. And other than that, maybe a small shot with Texas as a very small road underdog, but basically I would identify those two as the underdogs that jump out at me as having value. I did bet both of them, Atlanta in the plus 140s and San Diego in the plus 150s. All right, let's look for some other comments. Let's see. Fred Davis says Washington first 5 could be the Cincinnati-Washington game, an early game I'm going to beg off of. Nate Dog 420 says Mariners are 5-2 in Miranda's last 7 starts. Yeah, when Miranda's good, look, he has some control issues at times which crop up. I'd say he's definitely a half notch less reliable than McCullers, but when he's on, he is definitely every bit as good as McCullers, and at that line, there's no way I would take a shot with the with Houston at that line. No way in hell. All right, let's see other comments. Harper's Island says this is homeless. Okay, yeah, there you go.
There's no way it would be that crispy white.
No, wow. I'm seeing Joey Martino's comment again.
Homeless and white clothes don't mix.
Man, he just set me up, man. He just set me up, and I bashed that one way the F out of the park. All right. Paco Schofield says Tomlin is a heart attack pitcher. Yes, Tomlin is no great shakes, but Moore is no great shakes either. At some point, Cleveland has to start getting it done one way or the other, and I will take that. Milo Georgiev started off his comment today with, Pete, hi, Pete, how are you? St. Louis Cardinals with Adam Rainwhite with +1.5 is the dog of the day. Yeah, I mean, I would take St. Louis on the money line if I was going to take that one, because Wainwright is either excellent or gets shelled. Wainwright has some bad road numbers and could get hit hard here, but so I would definitely not take St. Louis +1.5. I would just take St. Louis as a small road underdog if I were going to take that one. A lot of people liking the Cards today. Lou Skunt says, I think the Cards get the win today.
Never doesn't make me laugh.
Mike Heap says, Tehran home ERA is awful. Yes, although I think that was a little bit I mean, he recently has started to figure things out at home a bit. He's definitely a guy that, I would look for him to get hit today, and I am on the over in that game. All right, let's see. Other comments that might be interesting. Yeah, all right, a bunch of okay, that's about it for the comments going all the way back to the beginning. All right, let's see. Okay, so all right, everyone's saying they like the Houston run line.
Yeah,
okay,
a lot of that too.
William Ramsey, I think Houston run line too. Jason Grassi says Houston run line is a nice pick. Agreed. Look, I hope you guys all cash. I'm not going to take it. Lou Scott says, why is Houston line so high? Miranda is legit. Is there something we don't know about Seattle tonight? No, I mean, the reason the Houston line is so high, I think, is because there's clearly a market adjustment. The Houston, as awesome as they were in the first half, were undervalued. I mean, if you look at the lines that Cleveland was commanding at home, and then you look at the lines that Houston was commanding. Are we still?
I don't know.
Transmitting?
You're in front of the computer. I can't see.
Yeah. Some kind of whacked out electrical.
No, the generator's on.
Okay.
Well, these two are still on, so you can keep talking at least. I'll come check this out.
All right, good. Paco Schofield says Houston run line for sure. Houston owns Seattle. Listen, it's just too high of a line. I mean, how high you want to take this Houston team at home? Yes, they have a phenomenal lineup, but what about they own Seattle? Fine. -400, -600. How high are you going to go? We're getting up into MMA favorite lines here. The issue, I think, is just that the line is getting the lines for Houston are adjusting. They're becoming more Cleveland Indians-esque, and more LA Dodgers-esque. And at that point, the value starts to evaporate. And I take it game by game, even though Houston was kind of an auto play on in the first half. I think in the second half, you have to choose your spots and get the lines early if you think they're going to get bet up. And right now, look, maybe Houston does win 6-1, and commenters will look back and say it was an easy casher on the run line, a no-brainer play. But in the -220s, -230s, there's no way I'm taking Houston against Miranda. Miranda's a real deal, excellent pitcher when he's on. Seattle, yeah, obviously a couple notches below Houston in terms of their lineup, but still a major league team. And we saw Houston in their last series. They were awesome, but they won 2 out of 3. Even in their last road series at Toronto, they won one game, 19-1. They dominated, but they still lost one of those games. I mean, Houston is going to lose their games here and there, and so it's very treacherous to take them as that huge of a favorite. All right, okay.
Anyone for that matter.
Still, no one, everyone. Milo Georgiev says Houston gets it done tonight. Parlay with the Kansas City Royals. All right.
Well, yeah, sure. I mean, that's why the line's where it is.
Yes, exactly.
I don't think anybody disagrees necessarily.
Yeah, you may be right. You may be right. Okay, everyone's liking that one. Let's see. Milo Georgiev likes KC. Thinks KC is low-hanging fruit today. I'm not so sure about that. Vargas, I'm expecting regression from. Zimmerman obviously is bad. I would probably lean KC here, but my play on that one is on the under, and I didn't touch the game lines at all. All right, so I got to.
Yes, Hako Schofield. Miss me some Wang Zhou comments.
Listen, nothing lasts forever, but the earth and sky. All right, so I got to make some decisions here on my leans. I got to make a decision on the Detroit KC under and the San Diego Colorado under. You know what? I will. I'll definitely add.
Well,
Colorado unders are very treacherous, right?
Oh, God. I mean,
Very treacherous.
this season, it's all weird. They've been up like 13, 14. So what is it today?
It's 11.
Oh.
Perdomo is
go
excellent.
under?
Yeah.
And who? Perdomo and?
Perdomo against Marquez. Very, very uncertain pitchers. All right. You know what? I'll start off. I will take the Detroit KC under, and that one has gone up a little bit, but I will take the Detroit KC under 10 plus 106 as an official play. Vargas, of course, expecting regression, and Zimmerman, hopefully he won't get lit up. He could get lit up. Hopefully he won't. He's definitely, but he is also capable at times, unexpectedly, of giving you a 5 or 6 inning start, giving up only 2 or 3 runs. So I'm hoping we get something like that from him. Detroit has a terrible bullpen, of course, but it's a very high total considering the circumstances. So I will take under 10 plus 106 in Detroit KC as another pick. And now I got to make a decision about the Cubs in Atlanta. Both teams can hit here. Both pitchers can be great. What should I do here? What do you think?
Keep it simple, man.
Keep it simple? You think I should hold off on it? That is a tough one. Over 9. That's definitely a lean.
The game doesn't start for a few hours at least. So
starts at 7:30. The Cubs
so that's the night game.
Yeah, that's the night game. No, the Washington-Cincinnati one I'm staying off of. The Milwaukee-Pittsburgh under, I will give that one. Under 9, minus 110 at the Chris books. Pinnacle has 111. I'll add that one on. So that's another pick from Milwaukee for my official slate today. Milwaukee and Pittsburgh under 9, minus 111. Man, I'm really playing with fire here, Matty Ice. I'm putting on a bunch of picks, and I could screw up my whole thing, but that's all right. Yeah,
Milo. It's all right. I mean, look, last week you did one, and you had like an 8-2 day. It was 2 weeks ago.
Yes, that's true. That's true. A lot of people telling me to leave the Atlanta Cubs game alone. Okay, I'll leave it alone. Milo Georgiev says leave it alone. Lou Skunt says leave it alone. Harper's Island says Atlanta under, a bad play. What the fuck are you smoking? Yeah, that is a pretty bad play. That's why I said over. Harper's Island, I said over on that one. What the fuck are you smoking? You got to listen. You got to listen. You got to listen, okay? You can't be commenting if you don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
Wake and bake really scramble you up, man.
Yes, over. Harper's Island was the play that I was leaning towards in the Cubs Atlanta one. What?
Zach.
Okay. Yes, it is. Well, Zach Jones, I'll be honest. I'm feeling a little bit nervous about the official picks I've given so far today.
Well, today's not the best card, and I know you feel compelled to give picks even if you don't love them. For our viewing audience.
Yeah, no, I mean I like them all. I mean I bet them. You know what I mean? It's just that and it's okay if the streak ends. I'll find something else to do. It's okay if the streak ends. So, what are my picks so far? Cleveland -1, Detroit KC under, Milwaukee Pittsburgh under, and Philly Miami first 5 innings over. Those are the picks that I've given so far. As far as the leans would be Tampa Bay Cleveland over. That's a modest lean. San Diego at plus money, and San Diego Colorado under. Those are definitely leans. Those are definitely strong leans. Seattle Houston under is definitely a lean. Obviously, the Cubs Atlanta over is definitely a lean. Toronto Boston under is also a lean with Stroman and Rodriguez. Rodriguez is coming back. He's looking like he's good in the minors. He had some issues in his time in the majors. He had some great starts, and then he started tipping his pitches, and then he started to have some seriously bad results in the majors. But his stuff is very good, and based on his minor league his minor league starts recently, looking like he's ready to go in the majors. And Stroman, of course, very reliable, 7 innings, 3 runs every start out. So Toronto Boston under 9.5 is also a pretty clear lead for me as well. Let's see. Other comments. He gave up 7 runs since last start. I'm on Stroman. Yeah, I can see that one. I'm expecting a good start from Stroman. It's just that I'm also expecting a pretty good start from Rodriguez. So I was leaning that way as well. You know what? What the hell? You know what? Hako Schofield saying Mondays are good for you, Pete. Hope you got some rest. I will trust my my instincts and my leans more than normal here. I think I will give the Toronto Boston under. Boston has definitely been struggling recently. Their bullpen is going to be a little bit extended, obviously, because they had an extra inning game and then a doubleheader. But Toronto has a good bullpen as well, and I think Rodriguez will have a good start. I'm going to take the under on that one, 9.5. I bet that one. I'm going to give it as an official pick, under 9.5, minus 115 at the Chris book. So I'll throw that one on there as well. And then I have to think about San Diego. I want to give San Diego as a play here at plus 150. Man, that is tempting. You know what? I will do that. I will give it. What the hell? San Diego plus 154 at betonlinesportsbetting.ag. That's another pick. I'm throwing the picks on here, Matty Ice. I'm throwing them on.
It's all right. You see, I've sat back now and resigned.
He's not even listening anymore. That's okay. That's probably
no, I am listening.
That's smart. That's
I got
a
an
smart
eyelash.
move there, Matty Ice.
I'm a little distracted.
Yeah. Other plays that I would be thinking about would be I'm looking at some team totals here that might be worth throwing on. Some team totals here that might be worth throwing onto the pile. Nothing in particular. Maybe Colorado team total under 6 minus 118. No, but I'll just give San Diego on the full game at the money line, and I think that might be that might be about it.
What is that? Also, guys, hey, if you're digging all these free picks, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and also turn on notifications so you know whenever we go live, which we do quite often here. Get some up-to-date information.
What's he saying? Isn't Pete going? Conrado Mendoza says, isn't Pete going head-to-head with Sportsbook?
I don't know what
the hell does he mean by that? I don't know. If I go head-to-head with Sportsbook, I'll be out of a job, baby. two weeks.
No, it's just totally different.
Shit. All right. Okay. Let's see. Nicholas Scusi says, Eduardo has an ERA above 6 against the Jays as well, Pete. Yes. I mean, he's had a very up and down career with some issues. But he's saying on the play of the day, I'm going up against. What's their play of the day?
I know they had the Blue Jays game. I don't know what the pick was. I didn't watch
the over.
It could be. I uploaded it, but I didn't watch it yet.
They had the Blue Jays as their play of the day.
I just know what the thumbnail was. What's his name? Stroman. A picture of Marcus Stroman. So I imagine I did a deep dive on that game today.
They like the over in the Boston game. Okay. All right.
Zach, let me know.
All right.
Let us know.
They like the over in the Boston game, huh?
I guess that's
really,
what it is.
Really. Hey, sports fit. Yeah, that's what I think about you. Now I'm double on it. Now I'm going to double up on it.
Points of Pistol Pete are not those of SBR.
I'm going to put it in the contest. Put it in the contest now. I'm going head-to-head with a Sportsbit here. Sportsbit likes the over. Okay, great, wonderful. I'm on the under officially. I'm putting that one on there. That settles it.
Are you making that a low-hanging fruit now just to spite them?
No.
Triple down.
That's a new category pick. That's an official. Go fuck yourself pick. All right.
Summer League Championship. Yeah, dude, Summer League. I know it's a little off time, not really, but Summer League basketball is the first time I ever watched it. Very exciting.
Lou Skunk says, "You got this, Pete. You got this, Pete." Yeah, now I really like it. Look, I understand that the Boston bullpen is definitely spent because they had a doubleheader on Sunday and they had a 16-inning game on Saturday. So that's not ideal, but. Toronto also has a good pen, and I'm probably wrong, but I'm going to take it. I'm going to throw that one on there. I bet you it lands on 9, and they're like, "Well, we believe that we still had the percentage play there." And good. I'm eating the
What number you got it though?
I got 9.5 minus 150.
Because they would have done that last night. So whatever the overnight line was.
No, it was still 9.5 last night. I did see it. Okay. It hasn't moved since last night.
None of your business.
Well, what he said, emotional picks never go well. That is true. Emotional, none of your business.
That is true.
And Neil Frank says, don't get emotional on us. Listen, hopefully if that one loses, all my other picks will win, and then I will still have my winning day. But all right, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take this one. Okay, so let us review. First of all, I'm taking Cleveland -1. Cleveland's second half is also tempting there as well. Cleveland has a great bullpen. And in case Tomlin gets hit, you know what? I'll throw that one on as well. Cleveland's second half -135. I mean, the bullpen should shut the Giants down. Giants have bullpen issues as well. So I'm on Cleveland two ways. I'm on the -1 and on the second half. Now I'm adding on picks just in case this Boston pick loses. So I have a lot of ways to make up that unit. Then Tampa Bay, Toronto, very tempting, but I guess I'm going to stay off of them. Definitely leaning Tampa Bay -1. I bet that one, and I'm definitely leaning the over 9 on that one, but I'll hold off on it.
Thank you, Zach. Sportsbit, Boston, Toronto, over 9.5.
Okay, you know my take on that. Don't give a shit. I'm going head-to-head against you, baby. Head-to-head against Sportsbet. We shall see. We shall see how this turns out. All right, so I'm on Cleveland -1. Cleveland on the second half. Tampa Bay -1 is definitely a lean, but I'm not going to give it as an official pick. I'm also on the over 9 on that one, but I'm not going to give it as an official pick. San Diego, I did give official as a big underdog. The under 11 is very tempting, but I'm going to hold off on that one just because the totals in Coors are just, and the starting pitching here. I mean, Perdomo's great, but he can easily get lit up. So
you are laying off that game.
No, I'm laying off the total. I'm taking San Diego.
All right.
I'm taking San Diego plus 154, but I'm going to lay off the total. Detroit KC under is definitely a play for me. Under 10. Seattle Houston, laying off that one, but the under 9 is a bet that I made, and I did. I am leaning that way as well. Under 9 in Seattle Houston, but I'm not going to give that one as a pick. Yankees Minnesota had no overnight line, so I have no opinions on that one yet. For the Cubs Atlanta game, I'm not going to give a pick, but Atlanta as a home dog and the over 9 are both leans that I'm liking a pretty strong.
I don't hate that.
Bet both
Especially
of those.
what happened last time out for Lester.
Yeah,
that was ugly.
Well, yeah, I mean Lester. So you don't.
Which screams injury, but they would have pulled him by now. So I don't know. He just had a bad day, I guess.
Yeah, I look. I bet Atlanta as a big home dog, and I like the over as well. But those I'm just going to hold as leans for now. I'm not going to give it as a pick, but those are definitely leans. Mets and St. Louis. I'm staying off of. Toronto Boston under 9.5 minus 115. Go F yourself play of the day. Then Philly, Miami, first 5 innings over is definitely a play. Milwaukee and Pittsburgh under is definitely a play, and that is one that is heartily endorsed by Mike Heap and others. I definitely like that one. Texas, Baltimore, Cashner and Tillman, I would lean. If I had to pick one of them, I would take Texas. And obviously, if you gave me a free bet on the total, I would take a shot with the over. But I'm not going to take it. And then the Washington-Cincinnati game at 12:30 is going to be a pass for me as of right now. Hako Schofield says, this is a great show, as always. Hako Schofield, thank you so much. I really
Molly Mall, I don't think we got to appreciate that today.
Really, really appreciate that. Okay, so Kobe Aaron Valentine says, keep going hard today.
I like that.
All right. Oh man, look at this! A string of positive comments. God, thank you so much, guys. That's really important because my bosses noticed that and they're like, okay, all right, okay.
They're also sitting like 3 feet away from us in the conference room next door.
That's right. So thank you so much for the positive comments. Thank you for all the likes. Congratulations to everyone who's doing well in the contest this month. And of course, should we wrap this up? What should we mention before we wrap this up? We have 3 minutes.
What should we mention before we go? Again, don't forget to like and subscribe. There are still spots open for the IFBC, so head on to ifbc.live and register yourself and get your ass down here. Come join us. Come party. Come learn. Inform yourself. Let's see what else. Don't forget Point Blank, like I said today, sbrpicks.com, written by Dave Malinsky. I think it's one of the strongest articles, at least the one we had on Friday, that I've read in a long time off. Anyway, really. To have that kind of thing every day, a weekday, I should specify, coming in, I'm very excited about.
When I started in with sports betting in a serious way, Dave Malinsky was one of the first people who I actually followed regularly, and I loved reading his stuff. Anything he wrote anywhere, I was always very happy to read. I always found it very very helpful and illuminating and everything. That was when I was starting to do it in a serious way. So yes, I definitely second that opinion right there. And also my college football previews, Pac-12 one is up, and my next one is the Big 12, which I'm hoping to get done by tomorrow. And I think that one will be up by tomorrow. So look for that. I will be very proudly announcing whenever that one is up. Currently, it's scheduled for tomorrow. So look for that Big 12 preview. And that's it. We'll be back tomorrow for the Tuesday card. Thanks for tuning in.
Yes. Thank you.